It's day 27 of my 30-day Disney challenge, and today's prompt is my favorite quote from a Disney movie. Okay, so no surprise here, but my favorite quote's actually from The Lion King, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, I believe. That Lion King is my favorite Disney movie, so it should be no surprise that my favorite quote is actually from The Lion King. And I mean, The Lion King has so many memorable quotes, but the one that has always, resonated with me, I mean, it's probably the most profound quote in the whole movie. And it's right after, Simba sees Mufasa's ghost, the clouds and the thing, and it's like the weather, it's like crazy weather, that, like, right after that scene. And it's the one, it starts out with Simba realizing that he does have to go back, that he does have to face his past that he's been running from, and right after Rafiki smacks him on the head, like, and it's actually Rafiki's line, and it's, let's see here, make sure I quote this correctly, and it's like, the way I see it, you can either run from your past or learn from it, and it's, like I said, it's the most profound line in The Lion King, and I mean, aside from all the circle of life stuff toward the beginning, which is pretty profound too, but it's the moment of realization for Simba that he does have to go back and face his past, and of course, he swings the stick again, and Simba, he dodges it, but yeah, that's resonated. It's one of the things that resonates with me, that, despite what happens, in any case, you can either run from what happens, or you can face it. And, when you face it, like, it's going to hurt. It's going to be, it's not going to be pleasant. But you have to face it. You have to learn from it, and you have to become a better person because of it. And that's exactly what Simba does. He looks at his past. He knows he has to face his past. He knows he has to go back to Pride Rock, save his kingdom, confront Scar, and of course at this point he doesn't know that that Scar actually murdered his father. He still thinks it's his fault, but he knows that he has to own up for what he thinks he did. But it's that moment. It's when it's when the movie changes at that point. Up to that point, I mean, he's already struggling with his past, but Hakuna Matata, put your past behind you. But like I said, that's when the tone completely shifts. Because like I said, before that, I mean, everything before that moment, when he's growing up with Timon and Pumbaa, he decides to put his past behind him. It's like, when, it's, you just got to put your past behind you, and that's his philosophy for his entire life, But then with Nala coming back, like, he realizes that you can't run from your past because your past is always going to catch up with you, and what Rafiki says is, that you have to learn from your past. You can't just keep avoiding it. And it's probably one of the truest statements ever. And like I said, that's why it's always resonated with me. It's one of my favorite scenes from that movie. The interaction between Simba and Rafiki, right after the whole "Can you feel the love tonight" sequence. Like, when that happens, like, it's immediately after that. And I said, but yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and it's also, like I said, it's the quote that sticks with me the most. So that's it for that. And actually, today's actually the last day that actually talks about. I just said actually like 4 times in that last sentence. That's terrible. But yeah, this is the last challenge that's related to Disney movies. The last 3 challenges for days 28 through 30 are actually about the theme parks, which I've only ever been to Walt Disney World, Florida. So my answers are going to be, associated with that. I've never been to Disneyland, California, or any of the other, international Disneyland parks. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for, I believe, favorite theme park. Let me double check. I believe it's favorite theme park. Fairly certain it's favorite theme park. Where's that? Yeah, my favorite theme park. So yeah, that'll be it, and I'll see you tomorrow.